Hello YouTube fans, welcome to my channel. This is Darlene and I will be doing a reading for you today, as the title said, on your deceased loved ones or ancestors. I have got a gentleman coming through today, thank you Spirit, and we will get right into that after I get my business out of the way. Which is, thank y'all for being here. Hey, I really value your time. I know you guys are busy people, especially this time of year. And I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate you. Every time you click on my video or hit that like button and subscribe or even make a comment, it helps my channel to grow. And I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so all of that matters a lot. And more importantly, it helps this message get to the audience that it's meant for, because these messages are very narrow, as you can tell, and it helps to channel them right on through and out to a broader audience. Okay, enough of business. Thank you so much. All right, let me see. Yeah, a few more cards. Okay, thank you. So the gentleman I have coming through today is a big man. I say big, you know, this picture, let me describe this picture I'm seeing. It's of a man, and I'll stop shuffling because I know that racket, sometimes you can't hear me talk. He is a good-sized man. When I say good-sized, tallish, I'm going to say. He's not fat at all. He's just a little bit larger stature man rather than is typical. But part of what makes him look larger than life is he's showing me this picture of himself where he's just in this huge, thick coat. It reminds me very much of Mountain Man, where he's got this almost like an animal fur kind of coat, and he's got a beard, and he's showing me himself in this kind of a frozen tundra where there's just 6 feet of snow all around, and his little house is in the middle of nowhere. There's no neighbors anywhere near him, and it's a really interesting scene. And so that's where I am right now in this information that he's giving me. I don't know about all this. If you guys have been to my readings before, you know that I don't, most of the time, don't know who these cards are talking about until I get into the reading. They could be about the spirit I'm bringing through, or they could be about the family that he's wanting to speak to here, or loved ones or friends or whoever it's meant for. So I'm just going to sit, thank you, with this energy, and then let that reveal itself to me as I pull a few more cards. So I get the sense, he keeps saying something about I get the sense that this man actually froze to death. I mean, I'm seeing his house, I'm seeing all that, but he keeps coming back to him being outside, and he was well prepared for the cold, wherever this was in the world. It was not a place I could survive. I'm just saying, I don't like the cold. I don't do well. I'm real thin and don't have much padding, and I wouldn't do well. But he's implying to me, or the impression I get is that I think he was outside. I don't know what he was doing, if he was bringing wood in the house, or he was pulling something or being pulled. I don't know, like, you know, not necessarily like a dog sled, but maybe he was doing some kind of work outside, and something happened, and he either, it doesn't look like a broken leg, but it certainly could have been. Something happened to his leg. Something happened. I don't know if something fell on him. I don't know. I can't figure that out exactly. But something happened, and he couldn't get back inside, is the point, and is what he's showing me. I just wish I could get more detail than that. And okay, stop. All right. But I can't right now. But he is telling me that his family, I think he had, let me see now. It feels like a brother and a sister. And I think he was much closer with one than the other. I think he was still in contact with his brother occasionally. But something happened where he became this hermit. He wasn't like this all his life. He was not at all like this. And I'm trying to get a sense of what that might have been. I get the feeling that he lost someone very close to him. Could have been either, I can't, I'm getting two different things. So I'm wondering if he could have lost two people. It feels to me like one was ill, like a long illness, and the other one went quickly. And I'm not certain if this one that went quickly was an accident, or it could have even been by their own hand. Let me just say that. So somehow this man, I feel, lost two people that he loved, and it just, I don't think he ever got over it. I don't think that, I get the feeling he's somebody with a big heart. He was just a gentle, not that he was a giant, he wasn't that big at all, but I mean, that kind of, I have a friend that's actually, and my brother, I have a friend and also my brother who's now crossed over, who was a very big man, and he, I used to joke and tease him that I said, well, you had to have a body that big to carry a heart as big as yours. So, I mean, I kind of feel like that about this man, that he was just all heart, and when he gave it big, and whoever these people were that he lost, it just kind of did him in. And he just said, I can't go back out in the world and do what I used to do and live a life or whatever. And so that's the, I believe, pivot point that made him kind of choose this life and become a bit of a recluse. Now let's see this. Let me see what this message here is on the cards. See if let me. Bear with me a minute. If I get quiet, it's because I just need to tune in to this energy here. And if you don't know, I don't interpret the meaning of these cards like you would, for example, in a love reading. Always. Sometimes I do, but because of the kind of reading this is, the context is a bit different. And see, I'm not looking down at the cards when I'm talking to you. I'm kind of looking out my window, and then when I look down, I start connecting a bit with the energy that was here. And honestly, it's kind of given me, I feel like this is back to that healing. After he lost these people, he was trying to heal, and he just said, enough, I'm going to have to go over here. Now, that again, this is not the traditional meanings of these cards, so just because I'm pointing at it, don't say, oh, that's the King of Cups. That's, but yeah, but it is basically backing me up and talking about the kind of person that this man was. He was all heart. Now, the King of Cups, he is all heart, but he's very choosy about who and where he gives his heart, unlike the Queen of Cups over here, who just is nothing but love and gives the whole cup, so to speak. I just feel like this is the message is more about just about him and how he lived, that he I think he was building a family. I get the feeling that this woman, that one of these two people that left was his wife or lover or whatever that he was in love with, who was this Queen of Cups. I mean, they are, if you read tarot or tarot, the queen, any queen and king you get in a reading pretty much is a divine couple and a soulmate or whatever. So these were a pair. And I feel like maybe this this queen was the sister that she just was kind of, I think she left, sort of, not left the family per se, but left in that she went out in the world to make her own way. I think maybe she was an entrepreneur, or she had a professional career or whatever, and she wanted to go on out into the world. And so she just didn't stay in touch with him, or the rest of the family for that matter, as much as I believe the brother did. And so after this loss, and he went into this, I'm calling him a recluse. I don't know that he absolutely was, but it feels more like he just pulled away and pulled himself into himself after this happened. And all he was trying to do is, you know, get to find some peace in his life. And he did. He actually loved his environment. He loved nature. He loved, it's going to sound strange, but he loved the austerity of it. But it is the word that came out. But more about, I think it wasn't austerity so much as pureness. There was a purity about the environment. You know, the snow is so clean and beautiful, and oh wow, just magnificent to look at visually, of course. And I think he just, I can't put this into words as well as I'd like, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Is just, it was clean and pure and simple, and that's what he needed to kind of feed his soul. And another thing he really liked about it was, when you're out, now you city dwellers, you might not know this other than what you read in the book, but when you're out in the country and there's not a lot of ambient light, you're not near a city, or you don't have, you know, the house lights on or an outside light, you look up at the stars on a clear night, and it's just majestic. It is just beyond words how beautiful they are, and how they shine and they twinkle, and you can just see what appears to be millions of them. Whereas if you're in the city, you might get a few bright ones, but you don't really, you can't notice them as much. And that's another thing that he loved. He was very connected to nature. He was very, I think that was his source of healing, and he loved to go out at night and look up at the stars, and he enjoyed that. I think this man had a career. I don't know what it was. He's not showing me that, but whatever his career was before this happened, he was quite good. He was quite intelligent, and it may have been like a white-collar job somewhere in a corporation or something. I don't know. They're not showing me that, but he was quite good. Could have been a lawyer, could have been, I mean, I don't know what it was, but he was quite good at it. And just wanted to see. Okay. Don't you just love readers when they do that, or they go, oh, how interesting, and they don't tell you what that interesting is yet, but hang on, y'all. Let me see what else here. If there's anything else. These cards. The was about, that I'm not connecting with the energy of that. Usually, me as a reader, when I'm looking at a card and I connect with this card, I often go right to the one underneath. What caused this? What is this? You know, and it gives me other messages if I go down a few cards, but I wasn't getting it off of that. And I'm thinking, that's interesting. It's just kind of cut me off there. So I'm thinking they want me to pull another deck. This one, no. Okay, let's go to this little deck. Let me see if there's anything else, or maybe for the family that this is meant for here. Alrighty, let's see here. This little deck is called the Light Strider deck, if any of you are interested. And this is the Light Seer deck here. Alright. Okay, can y'all see that at all? Yeah, you can still see it. Changed my camera around, and Didn't check it before I started. Let me see if this is speaking. Yeah, I think he had enough, he had a good career, as I was saying. He had enough money so he could, I'm going to use the word retire, but he was young. He wasn't like of the age of retirement when this happened. He was middle-aged maybe when this happened, and so 40-ish, I'm going to say 45-ish, somewhere in there when this happened. But he had made enough money that he could live, I'm going to say comfortably. He wasn't wealthy. He didn't live lavishly. He lived in a cabin out in the woods somewhere, in a very remote location. So it wasn't like he was going to town every Friday night and eating out and whatever. But he managed just fine. There's that Six of Swords again. Yeah, it's just kind of backing up. He wanted to move. The Six of Swords, the typical meaning is moving to calmer waters, and that's what he just, between what happened here in the city and his job, it was this pressure job that I think he had. He just, he couldn't. He could have. He didn't want to. He felt like he was sacrificing his soul. He felt like he just couldn't. He had to defend himself. That's the word I'm getting with it, because I got the Seven of Wands here. The Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Cups, and if some of y'all like to see the cards, Six of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. I think he just felt like he was constantly defending himself. And by that, I don't mean like he was in a job where he had to defend himself against clients or customers or other people in the office. It was such a tender soul. I think that he just realized that there were these negative energies or these imposing energies all around him, and they were pulling and dividing his energy, and they were draining his energy. And I think he just had enough. He just finally said no. And like I said, in addition to this over here, which I think was the tipping point, and he just said, no, I'm not. I'm leaving all of this. I'm taking a risk. I'm going out on my own. I'm starting my own journey. I'm going to put all these heavy wands of this lifestyle behind me down. The Ten of Wands is the end of the burden, journey of burdens, and it resets to an Ace. And he just said no. The Moon can be about fears and things that are unseen, and when it's reversed, like, well, at least for me in this reading, it means everything came to the light. It's like he just said, I don't want to live in traditional society where there's so many secrets, and so you're just afraid of everything and what's going to happen next, and you have to lock your cars, and you have to, whatever it was for him. I just don't want that kind of lifestyle anymore. I don't want to have to protect myself and my heart and my things, and I just don't want to live like that anymore. So he said, just don't want to. That's pretty much it. I don't want to go too deep into the cards here. Yeah, and again, he had, at this point, then he was single, and but like I said, I think because of this loss he had over here, and he just finally said, no, I'm going to take control. I'm going to take control of my life and in my journey, in my soul, and I'm going to leave all this. And so he went, put himself out in the cold. This is the Five of Pentacles, but it's in reverse, and it's kind of interesting because ironic means coming out of the cold, typically when it's reversed. But for him, coming out of the cold was leaving this chaos behind. It wasn't his cup of tea anymore, shall we say. All right, let me see if there's anything else, Spirit. He just wants to say that if you're the family member watching, he was at peace as much as he realized, he could realize, he said. He knew that there would never be peace of losing these people here that he loved, but to the degree that he knew he ever could, he was at peace because of this choice that he made. And actually, you know, he's actually showing me, like, when he died, even though it was the circumstances that what took place, he died with a smile on his face. It's like that he knew he was dying. He knew he was, that when whatever happened, he knew he was going to die. It was extreme cold. He knew what was happening. He was very conscious of it. But he just let go. He said, okay, this is my time, and embraced the moment, and basically went peacefully, and he was content for that to have been his life and that time to go. So, ooh, that's really sweet. And oh, talk about a evolved soul. That's beautiful. That's really, really beautiful. And I've got a little emotional there. that's just wow. I hope that we could all accept our time that well. Okay, well, that's it. I don't know who this is meant for. Of course, I hope it does find its way to you. And again, thank you all for watching very much. I appreciate and value your time. And if you like this kind of reading and you may hope to hear from your loved one, please hit that like button and subscribe. I will be doing more readings soon. Thank you all again for watching. Many, many blessings, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.